guys, Will here with W.T.F car reviews, and today we're going to be reviewing the all-new 2023 Jeep Wagoneer Series 3L.
And a big thanks to Mike at Furman Chrysler Jeep Dodge and Ram in Newport Richey, Florida for helping make this review possible. I'll leave a link to your inventory below, and if you're looking for a new car, SUV, or truck in the Newport Richey, Tampa, Clearwater area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out. And as for Mike.
And for those of you guys who don't know, the original Wagoneer was a series of SUVs sold by Jeep from 1963 to 1993. After a 29-year hiatus, Jeep brought back the Wagoneer last year for 2022 as a full-size 3-row SUV intended to compete with SUVs like the Chevy Tahoe and Ford Expedition, who have really dominated the segment for quite some time now, and Chrysler finally wanted to take a piece of the pie. Both the Wagoneer and the Grand Wagoneer sit on a Ram 1500 chassis, but with a fully independent suspension and available 4-corner air suspension. For 2023, the all-new long wheelbase version that you see here was released, featuring a 7-inch longer wheelbase and a 12-inch increase in overall length, plus an all-new 3-liter twin-turbo Hurricane V6, which cranks out in this application for the regular Wagoneer 420 horsepower, 486 pound-feet of torque, enough to get this beast to 60 in under 5 seconds. The Grand Wagoneer makes even more horsepower at 510 horsepower, 500 pound-feet of torque, and you can expect 0 to 60 in like 4.7 seconds. Absolutely absurd for a vehicle of this size. There are 4 different trim levels for the 2023 Wagoneer and 2 different engine options. The long wheelbase will run you an additional $3,500 and an additional $3,000 for a 4x4 for all of the trims. For 2023, the trims start with the regular Wagoneer. It's no longer called the Series 1, but for a $59,000 base price, we get full LED lighting and available moonroof, Uconnect 5 with a 10.1-inch touchscreen with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Heated and ventilated front seats are standard, so is a 9-speaker Alpine sound system with a subwoofer, available 360 camera, and the standard power plant is a 5.7-liter Hemi V8 engine with e-torque, cranking out 392 horsepower, 404 pound-feet of torque. This power plant, however, is only available for the regular wheelbase. The L models do not get the 5.7. The L models all get a 3-liter Hurricane V6. You can upgrade to the Series 2, which starts at $66K. Here we come standard with a 3-liter Hurricane V6 and 20-inch rims, wireless charging, and adaptive cruise control with stop and go. The carbide trim starts a tick under $70K. Here we get 20-inch black rims, a panoramic 3-panel moonroof, black grille, and exterior accents as well. The top trim for the 2023 Wagoneer is the Series 3 that you see here. Here we get 22-inch polished rims, available power running boards, a 19-speaker Macintosh standard, and an available 1,350-watt 23-speaker system as an option. We also have an available heads-up display, air suspension, and a driver drowsy detection, all for a base price of $72,000. What else do we get for that money? Let's jump right in. So up front, you notice your full LED lighting. That's available for all Wagoneers. LED fog lights down below, full front parking sensing, sensors for the advanced safety features, front-facing camera, and the Wagoneer badge right up top. This gray metallic paint color is also beautiful in this Florida sun. I like the black accents for the grille. Typical Jeep design with a 4-round oval, rectangular, not quite sure what you would call those shapes, but you got 7 of them for the grille, just like most of the other vehicles from Jeep. The wheel and tire setup, we get these 22s for the Series 3, silver on the outside, gunmetal gray for the inside, wrapped in Pirelli Scorpion Verde all-season tires. And dimensions being 285/45 R22, so the 285 should do a great job putting this power down. And the 45 series sidewall should be thick enough to keep the ride quality really soft, especially with this 4-corner air suspension we have here. Side sensor helping us out with a 360. We get some black contrast for the wheel well cutouts and some black trim for the outsides of the power running boards. All you guys see the power running boards in 1 minute. Wagoneer badge with an American flag right next to it. It doesn't say trail rated here for the Wagoneer, at least not the one that we have here. The mirrors are massive LED turn signals on them, additional camera for the 360, and it says Jeep on the outside of the mirror housing. The glass fills up the entire frame. We have blind spot monitoring and a blind spot pocket, heated outside mirrors. Black trim for the bottom and side portion of the window trim, with a little bit of brushed aluminum right up top. I like the dark tints out rear. Full size rear door. It doesn't actually cut out over the wheel well like it does on the standard wheelbase. Full wheelbase looks super aggressive. Really large rear window for the 3rd row seat as well. The rear wheel and tire setup, same thing as up front, only difference is a smaller brake caliper. We get the 4-corner air suspension. I'll try to show you guys the difference between the lowest and the highest setting right over here. Makes a pretty serious difference. It doesn't allow you to drive in the lowest setting, but it's really helpful if you got to load some old people or some pets into your beast 2023 Wagoneer long wheelbase. The gas cap is push to open. I'll walk over here, show you guys. With easy fill, I recommend putting premium fuel only for this high output twin turbocharged 6-cylinder engine. Additional side sensor out rear, full LED taillights. They say Jeep right on the outside too. Hopefully you picked that up on camera. The rear hatch is tinted. That chrome aluminum strip runs all throughout the top of this outside portion of the SUV. Wagoneer badge right above the light pattern. One thing I'm noticing is I don't see a third brake light anywhere over here. I'm sure there is one, but they hit it in a way that I just don't see a third brake light anywhere in the back of this SUV. Quadra track in the left corner, Series 3 in the right corner. Hopefully you can pick it all up on camera. Full rear parking sensing. Tow hitch, I believe this Wagoneer is rated to tow about 6,000 pounds, but I'll leave a link right here to show you exactly what it's rated to tow. Reverse lights in both of the corners. So take a squat back here, you can get a good look at the suspension setup. Fully independent rear suspension, 4-corner independent suspension, and 4-corner air suspension. Exhaust tip in the corner. And speaking of the exhaust tip, let's fire up this all-new Hurricane 3-liter twin-turbo V6 and hear how she sounds. All right, guys, that was the sound of the all-new 3-liter Hurricane twin-turbo V6 sold by Jeep for the 2023 Wagoneer, and it sounds okay for what it is, cranking out a ton of horsepower though, or power in general. At 420 horsepower, 486 pound-feet of torque, enough to get this long wheelbase 3-row full-size SUV to 60 in 5 seconds, if not quicker. I've seen them as quick as 4.8, 4.9, so absolutely ridiculous speed for a vehicle in this segment. Almost 2 seconds quicker compared to the 5.7, which also makes a ton of power at 392 horsepower, 404 pound-feet of torque, but not as much power as this Hurricane motor. We also see Wagoneer, little nameplate here, designed in Auburn Hills, Michigan, built in Warren, Michigan, born in America, with an American flag right next to it, and the Michigan State little map to the left. That's about it though. What you see is basically what we get. We can shut this hood right down. Of course, we get hydraulic struts. At this price point, it would be expected. We'll take a step back though, walk around this 2023 Wagoneer Series 3 one more time, and then check out the interior, see what we get on the top trim 2023 Wagoneer with the long wheelbase. Taking a step inside, we get 4-door smart access, also to be expected. The materials, as you see, the power running boards, they go down almost out to the floor. That's really helpful if you have older passengers. Taking a step inside though, we don't have any leather up top, but it's still soft touch. Genuine wood leather in the center, gushy soft leather armrest, 4-window auto-on touch, 4-way adjustable mirrors, 2-person memory seats, and a 19-speaker Macintosh system. Down below, soft touch. The bottom portion is hard plastic. To be expected, ton of storage. You'll fit 2, maybe 3 footlongs and a 24-ounce, maybe even a big gulp to wash it down, and a little bit of additional storage for some snacks right up top. Taking a step inside, no Series 3 nameplate. That would be nice to see, but really nitpicky, not a big deal. The seats are beautiful. They're not any contrasted in color. There is some contrast in stitching, but the seats themselves are fantastic when it comes to bolstering for the shoulder area, fully perforated in the center, heated and ventilated. That's a standard feature across all 2023 Wagoneers. Also, huge thumbs up, especially for a $60,000 base, which comes with heated and ventilated seats. Fully adjustable 4-way lumbar. You can recline, drop, lift, and slide the seats. Taking a step inside, we can really check it out. And the process is so easy with those really low running boards. Foot on the brake, engine start, stop. Get this AC running before I dive because it is hot out today, 91 degrees. But first thing we notice is the steering wheel, very thick up top, solid 10-2 bolstering notch, but the 9-3, typical with a lot of Jeep vehicles, 9-3 is just not the best. It doesn't cut out for the back of your fingers quite as well as I would like, but most people that drive these cars don't drive 9-3 anyway. They usually drive like with one hand on the top, one hand on the side, you know, whatnot. The bottom portion is spokeless and a flat bottom. It feels very premium too, high quality leather trim. The Wagoneer horn area is rubberized. The horn itself, pretty loud and aggressive. People should definitely be getting out of your way. We'll do a window check. I'm sure we get dual panes in the Series 3. Yes, we get dual panes in the Series 3, and it is a really quiet interior. You don't even hear the engine. Listen to this. Like, you hear it a little bit, but for the most part, you hear nothing underneath that hood. The tach goes to about 5,300 RPM, speedometer goes to 140. Steering wheel controls on the left side, infotainment adjustments. You can hang up and answer your phone calls. On the right side, radar cruise control, and you can upshift and downshift or just limit the gears in general, just like in the Ram 1500. Some genuine wood trim, genuine aluminum surrounding it. The stocks have a pretty satisfying click. Auto rain sensing wipers, and you can adjust the rear wiper as well. Speaking of the infotainment adjustments, right now we're looking at vehicle info with coolant temp, trans temp, oil pressure, and battery voltage. You can go side to side, individualize the displays. We have tire pressure, stop start, and our fuel economy. My personal favorite to look at here would just be the gauge summary. We can also see trip A, trip B, map display. As soon as it loads up, I'll catch right back with you. All right, so here we have a full heads-up navigation display. You can see the street names, you see exactly the location of your vehicle, and we still get gauges, still get the tach, still get the speedometer. It's just not actually numbered on the outside. It's just a fake stock with the digital illumination in the center. This is a really cool screen to look at. We can see what else is available. Outside of navigation, the off-road, we have terrain status, vehicle dynamics, and pitch and roll. Music that's currently playing, messages, none, settings, you can see. Heads-up display can also be adjusted. You can see the display is on, content layout, brightness, all that can be adjusted. We can go back, check out our driver info with the digital speedo in the center, adaptive cruise control, and active lane management currently turned off, right back to where we started. But as we mentioned, my personal favorite to look at all times would be this navigation screen, so we will leave it here. On the right side, as we mentioned, radar cruise control. To the left of the steering wheel are auto headlamps, interior brightness, and adjustable foot pedals. That's also a huge feature if you share this vehicle with a smaller driver. Power tilt and telescoping steering wheel, electronic parking brake, and hopefully you can get a good look at the pedals themselves. The dashboard is all soft touch material. It's stitched in the center. The stitching continues for the passenger side. We don't get the passenger screen here on this Series 3 Wagoneer, but of course it is available. And with that screen, you can plug in a USB port, throw a Fire Stick, throw a Roku in there, and you can actually stream shows to the screen, connect it to the sound system. Really impressive feature. I wish they'd let us connect it to the center display, but I definitely understand why they don't. But I'm sure aftermarket they have adapters that would allow you to do it. Continuing along though, we're looking at this touchscreen. Might as well go into detail about it. This is our 10.1-inch Uconnect 5 system. The home screen shows the navigation and the music. We can check out the media, which will show us just the music. Comfort, we can adjust the heated steering wheel, ventilated seats, heated seats for the driver and the front passenger. There are hard buttons on the bottom, but the side is all a touch sensor. You just don't have to go through the touchscreen. Nav, you can see the screen, super high resolution. The response is excellent, just like an iPhone. You can go side to side, just like an iPhone. Huge thumbs up to Chrysler for their new Uconnect 5 system. Phone, vehicle, you can see all the settings from the vehicle, the controls too, mirror dimmer, second row headset, third row headset, surround camera, power step, and the rear view camera. We can check out the surround camera, see what it looks like, over the top 360, different views. Right now we're looking at a backup camera. You can press this wider view for the backup camera. We can check out the front facing camera, and we can check out a narrower view of a front facing camera with a 360 right next to it, and just the regular over the top backup camera that you get when you're in reverse. So you can exit out here, exit out one more time. The rear view camera right back to where we just were. Cool. We have off-road settings too, launch off-road pages. Here we have vehicle dynamics, accessory gauges, pitch and roll, select terrain, and the suspension. You can see exactly the height, the altitude, the gear we're currently in, and the longitude and latitude as well. Four-wheel drive auto, entry and exit height, cool. My personal favorite to look at all times would be the nav, so we'll leave it here. The volume adjustments have a satisfying resistance, so does the tune. And this sound system, I gave it a try earlier, guys. It is absurdly good. Down below, all the adjustments for the climate. We push this button, see what's in here. We get a wireless charging pad, and it's all outlined in felt with plenty of room for storage outside of it. Auto start stop, we can disable for the purpose of this review. Lane keep assist, we also have disabled. Traction control, you can turn on or off. Hazards, parallel and perpendicular park assist, you can turn on or off your parking sensors. And we have our tow haul mode on or off. Drive mode selected, we have rock, sand, snow, auto, and sport mode. We'll start the review off in auto, transition to sport, and just see what the differences are. Four-wheel drive low, compass, gear selector, and the air suspension adjustments to the right with hill descent control. You press this button with some wood trim outside of it. We have our cup holders with a slidey thing perfect for a phone. Nice little spot for your keys to the left. You'll fit 24-ounce bottles in there with no problem, with pushy things to keep your drinks in place. The center console, it has like two tiers. The first tier has USB-C and USB-A port. Line and felt, you'll fit an iPhone, probably stack 3 or 4 on top of each other in there. We can shut this right up, open up the glove box itself, which is very well padded leather for both arms, and it's also more than wide enough for a full-size arm. So don't be worried that they didn't pad the middle portion. I actually like that they didn't pad the middle portion. It looks both very premium and allows us to have more charge ports in there too. I just wish it slid a little bit easier. Might need some WD-40 if you buy this SUV. The space inside of this is absurd. You'll literally stack 4 or 5 bowling balls in here. You'll fit a 12-pack of 2-liter bottles of soda. Truly one of the largest center consoles in the business. The glove box, we can pull this latch. It's lined and felt, but not very large. I wouldn't expect you to fit any license plates in there. If you're under a size 10 though, you should be able to fit a pair of shoes and only 1 tier of glove boxes. Nothing right up top. Well, basically a frameless auto-dimming rear view mirror, 3 garage home link settings on the visor. We don't get a rollover warning, which is surprising for a full-size SUV. We have LED interior lighting. You can open up the trunk with a click of a button. Panoramic moonroof adjustments are right over here. You can open and close the shade, tilt, and open and close the actual glass itself. So we'll open the actual glass itself. Actually, that opens up the shade. So we'll open up the shade first. It opens up only halfway. We'll open up the actual glass too. The glass goes over the second panel, so it sticks up a little bit like a sore thumb, but we'll see how far it opens up. It opens up all the way, so all the way into the second row. We'll finish the shade off too. And yeah, it opens up pretty quickly. The glass is massive for the opening. We'll poke our way out of here. Beautiful day in Newport Richey, Florida. Sunny and 91 degrees according to this 2023 Wagoneer. We can shut this glass right up. We'll leave the shade open so when we hop out back, you see how much light is brought into the cabin. But that's about it for the front seat of this 2023 Jeep Wagoneer Series 3L. Let's take a quick look at this window sticker as soon as I find a way to grab it, see any features that I may have missed, and then hop out back, see how much space is offered back there. So Wagoneer L Series 3 4x4 2023 with a $77,000 base price. You guys can pause, take a look at all the standard features. Options, we have quite a few, starting with the $645 gray metallic paint color, $2,500 for the customer preferred package. That gives us the rack cargo management system, second row manual window shades, 360 camera, drowsy driver detection, parallel and perpendicular park assist with stop and go, intersection collision assist system, and traffic sign recognition. For $2,000 you get the preferred equipment group. That gives us the heads up display, semi-active damping, and the quadrilift air suspension. $6,000 for the premium package. That gives us the 285/45 R22 all-season tires, Pirelli brand, reversible cargo mat, luxury front and rear floor mats, tri-pane panoramic sunroof, power deployable running boards, adjustable roof rail crossbars, 22-inch polished aluminum wheels with black noise pockets, and a Macintosh entertainment system with 19 speakers. $2,000 for the destination charge totals us out at $90,350. Fuel economy, way better than last year. 16 city, 23 highway, 19 combined MPGs. I'm sure you're not going to get over 16, 17, but still, 16, 17 in a vehicle like this is still very impressive, especially compared to last year when you were averaging like 13 if you were lucky. We can put this window sticker right back. That's about it for this front seat. We have a sunglass holder, if we didn't mention, with a rear occupant mirror, so you can see what all the hooligans are doing in the back of your Wagoneer. That's about it though for the front. Let's hop out back, see how much space is offered back there, then hop out into the third row and then take this car out for a drive. So the second row seats, they fall power, they're power falling seats, but to lift them back up, you got to do it manually. The seats are adjustable in the sense you can recline them and slide them, but you can't lift or lower them. Not a big deal though. Out rear, we get soft touch up top, same wood trim in the center, outlined in aluminum, stitching for the center, cushy soft armrest, auto one touch for the back windows. We get some leather for this middle portion, hard plastic down below just like up front, but you can easily fit a foot long, probably two. Wash it down with a 24-ounce water bottle as well. As we mentioned, we get the sunshades out rear, part of a package group that we just mentioned off that window sticker. The running boards continue out rear, and they're, again, so low, makes it so easy to get in and out of this full-size SUV. Taking a step inside, I'm a little bit over 6 feet tall, sitting behind my seat settings, and in these current settings, I still have 5 inches of knee room. Slide the seat back a little bit further, and now I have like a foot of knee room. We get mat pockets behind both of the front seats, third zone climate control, heated rear seats. We can try to lift this middle seat up a little bit so we can see what's going on in the center console area, where we have an AC outlet. Open it up on the way down, 2 USB-A ports, 2 USB-C ports, and an additional 12 volt back here as well. We have an air vent, or 2 air vents on the center console, and we have 2 air vents that blow directly into your face from the B pillars. The recline function of this seat is also pretty good. Right now I'm in the upright position. I have like 4 inches of headroom, maybe 3 inches of headroom. You can recline the seat all the way back, and I'm like basically laying down back here. This is definitely one of the more luxurious setups. I haven't seen any second rows that can recline to the point of basically lying down. Obviously, if somebody's in the third row, you wouldn't want to recline like this, but when nobody's in the third row, this is a very comfortable way to sit in the 2023 Wagoneer. That's about it for the back seat. Let's hop out into the third row, see how much space is offered back there. Check out the cargo space, and then take this car out for a drive. So you just press the button, slide the seat forward. There is a running board and a foot plate for you to step on. We'll move these floor mats out of the way so I can access that chair. And now that they're out of the way, slide the seat right back to where it was. Nice. And even with the seat all the way back, I still have like 3-4 inches of third row knee room. This is why you go full-size SUV, especially long wheelbase full-size SUV. It's for the full-size adults to comfortably be able to sit in all 3 rows of this vehicle. Anyway, the materials back here, not rubberized, which is odd considering the third row of the Durango RT Plus we just reviewed in this channel had a rubberized armrest in the third row, but we get a USB-A and USB-C port. You can press this button and actually recline these third row seats. So check this out. Right now we're all the way up. Press this button and you can recline the third row. And speaking of the third row, we have this additional glass of a moonroof. It's not an actual opening glass. We do get a shade for you to manually be able to open and close it, but still really nice. You don't see a lot of vehicles with any type of glass for the roof of the third row. Really impressive place to be. We have an additional air vent for the third row passenger, a little cargo area for some stuff, tie downs if the third row's down, you need to tie some TVs, kayaks, whatnot down. But what you see is basically what we get. Giant windows back here too. Most third rows have small windows, but these are actually larger than the first 2 windows, so you can have a very good visibility outside of this vehicle if you do end up getting stuck in the third row. The interior light back here is LED. We have an additional cargo hook for the third row. Nice. We press this button, hop out of the third row. Seat shoots pretty quickly forward. Pretty easy process getting in and out of this vehicle. Put the seat right back where it was. Pretty heavy there. Not the easiest process, but hopping out into the cargo space, we can see how much space is offered back here with a click of a button. So underneath the O is a button where you can lock the entire vehicle. Underneath the N is the button where you can open up the tailgate. And it gives you a second to step back so you don't get doofed in the face by the tailgate. And the floor in this long wheelbase SUV is massive. Remember, the third rows are currently up and you still have like actual mid-size SUV levels of trunk space even with the third rows up. Macintosh subwoofer, 2 hooks back here too. I love the location for the trunk release. So if your arms are full of grocery bags, you can just press the button right here. You don't have to reach with all this weight and press any buttons on the top of the trunk lid. I'm not sure why manufacturers keep putting the buttons up here for the trunk lid. Just put it down there, which is a much more convenient location, but never mind. We have rails back here too, perfect for tie downs and cargo accessories. Some secret storage down below with the roof crossbars and our jack and fix-a-flat kit in this little cubby with our spare tire underneath this SUV. Hopefully I can pick it up on camera. We can fold the second and third row seats down electrically. Third row seats come back up electrically. The second row seats do not come back up electrically. So we can fold the third row seats down with a click of a button and it falls right down. The right seat, press the button and it falls right down. It takes a second. Okay, unfortunately there's a floor mat in the way so it can't go all the way down, but for the most part it's all the way down. Absolutely massive size floor. Even with the second row seats up, you could probably fit a 65, 70 inch TV back here. You fold those second row seats down, there's not a TV that I've ever seen for sale that wouldn't fit back here. You could fit literally anything back there. Basically a Ram 1500 with a luxurious interior even for the third row. What you see is basically what we get. We have an additional 12 volt back here, so if you have an electrically cooling cooler, you can plug it in and all your food will be super cold when you arrive at your destination. You can press this button, take a step back, it gives you a second so you don't have to worry about getting doofed in the head. I always appreciate that, but that's about it for the inside and outside of the 2023 Jeep Wagoneer Series 3 long wheelbase 4x4. Absolutely loaded, beautiful SUV. We are starting to get up there in price, but considering the features, you get absolutely everything you possibly want or need. All new power plant, all new platform considering the long wheelbase, and the power plant should be significantly faster than last year, almost 2 full seconds 0 to 60 quicker. But speaking of that, let's take this 2023 Wagoneer Series 3L out for a drive and see what it's got. All right guys, now we're just about seeing everything we need to see with the inside and outside of the all-new 2023 long wheelbase Wagoneer. Let's take it out for a drive and see what it's got. So barely any throttle. We're going to about 2,500 RPM. The torque just feels so ridiculously strong. We get to speed really quickly. The throttle response is good. The steering feels very light, but it's on center and direct. It doesn't feel wobbly like it did in the Wrangler, probably because these are more streetable tires. And with the air suspension, you run over the lines in the road, it's like they don't even exist. We'll see how it is on some bigger bumps. But just driving along, it feels really soft. You don't hear any wind noise. And I don't hear any road noise either, but we'll see how it is if we step out onto some concrete pavement. Throwing it in a little bit quicker than we should. The brakes feel solid. They feel about the same as in the Ram trucks. About third throttle, you hear the turbo kick in. Good torque. Not gonna blow you way down low, but that's probably because this thing weighs well over 5,500 pounds. But just cruising along, silent.
Yeah, the brakes have a responsive bite to it. It's just you really have to push into it to get the vehicle to slow down. I actually think the Ram 1500 might have better brake pedal feel, but probably because it just weighs a little bit less. Taking a step out here, we could try out a little acceleration run, half throttle, boost. Oh my God. Yeah, that's pretty strong for just half throttle. And a massive full-size SUV. Picks up speed really well. We'll do a full throttle acceleration too, but the torque kicks in down low, and you don't really hear the engine at all. The turning, steering feels good. Body roll felt limited. Torque coming out feels good with barely any throttle. It doesn't sound as cool as the 5.7. I hope you don't expect it to, but from a performance standpoint, it's faster, it's quieter, it's more efficient. Well, not to like outside of the noise. We can try it out in sport, put it down 1, see what changes up. We immediately downshift the gear. We're now cruising around 2,000 RPM. Steering, you feel a little bit of weight through the turn, but it's artificial. You can see the artificial electric weight to it. Brakes feel actually a little bit touchier. Interesting. Steering, yeah, a little bit more weight through the turn. We can come out. Oh, yeah, this thing feels surprisingly strong. And in sport, we hold the gear after the acceleration. It expects us to hammer back on the gas shortly. Brakes, yeah, feel better in sport. Steering's better in sport. Body roll, better in sport. Because again, this is an air suspension. It just stiffens up the dampers in sport mode. And you can definitely feel the difference. I wouldn't drive it every day in sport mode because you're going to compromise fuel economy. But if you want to show off to your friends, let them know what the Wagoneer can do, throw it in sport, and it becomes a much more playful vehicle. One more turn, we'll hit it a little bit faster than the previous ones. Yeah, the body roll is surprisingly limited. Got one more coming up, but probably not going to go too quickly because the guy in front of us. Overall, guys, this is a surprisingly nimble vehicle for a full-size SUV. It's definitely more nimble than an Expedition. It feels comparably nimble to a Tahoe, Escalade, Suburban, but this power plant is significantly quicker than anything you're going to get from a Tahoe or a Suburban. All right, guys, we'll try out an acceleration off the line in sport mode. We're not going to brake torque it, just on the gas, boost. Oh my God, wow. Yeah, once that boost kicks in, this thing can seriously move. Brakes, steering, oh, the body roll is actually limited. Surprising. The Expedition has way more body roll than this. The Navigator has way more body roll than this. This is comparable handling-wise to a GM platform with much, much better acceleration. Overall, if you're looking for a massive full-size SUV, you need to fit 7, 8 full-size, 6 feet tall adults consistently. Definitely check out the long wheelbase version of the Wagoneer. This is a great value. The base price for the short wheelbase under 60K, with 4x4, with the long wheelbase around 65, 66 for the base price. This is really a great value. Remember, we get standard heated and ventilated seats, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, navigation. It's a really loaded vehicle, especially in the base. Here we have the Series 3, the top of the line, basically a fully loaded Series 3, up around 90 to 100,000 bucks out the door. Still a decent value. There isn't a feature that's missing in this SUV. Unlimited space, heated and ventilated seats, 19-speaker Macintosh sound system, which will literally rattle your skull. If you're looking for a top-level premium luxury full-size SUV, I would definitely recommend checking out the 2023 Wagoneer. Check out the Series 3. If you want the high-level luxury, but you don't want to pay Grand Wagoneer levels of pricing, the Series 3 could be a great compromise for you to make. All right, guys, taking one more step out here, and then we can wrap things up. Get situated on the gas. Oh, yeah. This thing is really surprisingly quick, guys. Hopefully you can pick it up on camera. I don't know if it does it justice because we're sitting pretty high up. The sensation of speed isn't as aggressive, especially on camera. But again, if you're looking for a top-level luxury SUV, you want good performance, you need full-size adult space for 8 people, definitely check out 2023 Wagoneer. And a big thanks to Mike at Furman Jeep in Newport Richey, Florida for helping make this review possible. I'll leave links to our inventory below, and if you're looking for a new car, SUV, or truck in the Newport Richey, Tampa, Clearwater area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out. And as for Mike. And huge thanks to all of you for watching. I had a great time making this video. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you've already subscribed, thank you so much. You guys know the channel is just not possible without you, and I really appreciate the constant support. But again, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Leave a like too, it really helps me out, the YouTube algorithm. That's how these videos get promoted to new people. Leave a comment, let me know what you like, let me know what you don't like. Leave a comment, let me know if there's any specific cars, SUVs, or trucks you want to see reviewed on this channel, and I'll definitely try getting those videos for you ASAP. But other than that, again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope all of you have a great day.